June 20th, 2022 is every Monday with the World Weekly Astrology looking a week ahead into the sky to reflect the collective consciousness. And market-wise, we are in the last day of Gemini season. In less than 24 hours, the sun solstice is actually happening. We don't need to wait for the exact moment. And this is a time for shift. A new season begins, the longest day in the northern side of the world and the shortest day in south side of the world. And this is a game changer. With Gemini is always game changer, and all our best stories sometimes are happening in the summer. I don't know, some will say in the winter. So we are going to discuss what is happening as we are shifting season this week and what is meaning. The astrology is very overwhelming with what we are experiencing for the last weeks and already months. And we are out of COVID, that still some countries continue to run with the scheme laws to protect people, that they want everybody healthy and happy, and government issues around the world, governments losing trust, instabilities in all levels, and not to speak about the financial system that is revealing more and more corruption. We are right now looking on the dollar like the last Mohican in a way to be a safe place. But this is very, very dangerous, because when you are seeing governments are shaking and losing trust in governments and still trusting in the dollar, this is a big case to be worried. And as you know, this video is available to members via Patreon and become available to general public 24 hours after via Telegram and alternative medias, sometimes YouTube, sometimes no, depends. Join the Telegram group, and if you want to get more exclusive contents about the market, join the club. We're going to start looking on 21st of June, the first day of the summer, as the sun is moving from Gemini to Cancer. Mercury finally this week out of shadow. Mercury was in this location in April. We got a lot of insights and hints to what may be changed, how we need to adjust our environment. And I spoke in the forecast for May when I was in Israel in April about the scariest events in crypto and the rest of markets during May, as it was eclipses. And I also mentioned that June will be a correction, but the capitulation we saw in the beginning, in the first side of until the middle of June, was very trickstery. And still we are in June. We have 10 more days, and this is the new chapter of a season in Cancer, and this is very, very strong. I want to express what I'm seeing. So we are starting the summer, June 21st, with the moon in Aries, near to Jupiter. It's so interesting because by the end of the month, the moon will be a new moon, will do a positive aspect to Jupiter. So we are starting the season with moon near to Jupiter that is working into meanings. First of all, it's giving us hope and courage to pivot our life, to take a new journey or to take a new path and to take a new action. And it's of course masculine energy allowing us to engage with courage. But when you give to a masculine entity extra courage, it's become violent, and he's just using the gun. So we really need to be aware of this heat energy, and this is the beginning of the summer. What I'm speaking right now is imprint for the next 3 months of the summer season, and it's all about going going forward to free ourselves, to heal ourselves. This is also, as we experienced in the last week, Mars and Chiron together in Aries. It's like redefine what we want, redefine our identity, and even companies and governments should define their identity. And some may choose defining their identity by distracting the other to validate their own identity. So Pluto, which is retrograde, is going to do a sextile, a trine with Venus. So why is this important? Because Venus already was in retrograde. We experienced this from the beginning of the year, and this was the loss of trust, and we saw the markets really not going in good directions for those that investing and just want to see it going higher. And it was on Pluto. And it wasn't just on Pluto last January, December. It also was on Pluto in the beginning of 2021, the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. And this was already a hint also of what we want to create, what is money, how we are preparing for inflation and for change and transformation of values. The hyperinflation we are experiencing now is beyond the ability of the average guy to handle, specifically in the comfort zone of the city and normal, middle class lifestyle. And this is all requiring adjustments. That's why I called for June. This is time for adjustment and changes of environment, unsubscribing from different things, subscribing something that is all optimizing, mobilizing not only yourself, mobilizing your cars, mobilizing your funds, mobilizing all those things. And you see that the big guys are doing it, mobilizing big funds, pulling out liquidity and all what needs to be optimized in order to sustain the collapsing domino that is coming gradually. And you know that this week ahead is the last week of June, almost. Next week we will speak for a new moon in Cancer. So even the sun is moving to Cancer now, just giving the collective attention for the new phase. But we may start feeling the Cancer voices mostly a week after, around the new moon of Cancer. So this week Pluto is doing a trine with Venus. So we are coming to a last phase until August, before Venus will oppose Pluto. And this is about ending what I've just said, mobilizing, optimizing our fund. And it's not about just Bitcoin is 20K, Bitcoin is 30K, Bitcoin is 100K. You are still measuring by thinking that way. You are still measuring the dollar to be the king. You need, first of all, to stop seeing it as a king and to separate. And I'm speaking here about two groups of money: capital money that you are just having as a saving and you are just basic for your future, and the money that you are still surviving in the, not surviving, living and through the day-to-day for buying food and rest. So Pluto is definitely speaking about the capital money, and we need to change already sharply the perspective for dollars. What the exit will happen, I'm holding this will cost me, this will be that much value in 5 years, other. It's confusing, but we may find a new definition to what has more value in our life, what we really need. You know, Venus is speaking about the needs, and Venus is so strong in Taurus. And Venus can bring us all the abundance. We really need to think about abundance. You know, this is the message. And with Pluto is like, stop being in the survival that you need to work that linear way to gain this or other, and how many time in front of the screen. It's about what you need as a person, your identity, also with Mars and Chiron and Aries. How authentic you can be, that you will resonate energy in a way that you will get all what you need from different resources and in different forms that are not just money. This is the lose of trust that we need to experience in the physical world. Pluto in Capricorn is drilling the last decade, the last degrees of the physical matrix as we educated to be on. And it's like learning more. I heard more people saying like, I don't care now if I lose everything. I know that I'm bigger than this. I know that my needs are accomplished. It's about losing fear of loss. It's like being in abundance mind by knowing who you are, knowing what you need. If you have access for good people, good, nice place, good temperature, good food, and you're healthy, this is beyond everything. Our health is the most important wealth right now. And if you stress yourself, and if you are eating shit, and you are full of, sorry for this, you are full of shit because of all what you eat, you cannot attract abundance. This is abundance of nature, how we can reconnect with our body, how we can activate the vitality of our body. How much vitality you have is how rich you are, how much healthy, how much you are alive. And it's not about being active and playing football and going there. It's energy inside you that is your balanced mind and your concentration and your vitality, you know? Like seeing a flower that is vital, that is healthy, that is growing. And when we have this in mind and we are controlling on the environment, or we are adjusting the environment and feeling good, all the rest will come to us. All the bees and all the pollen that you need to interchange with the ecosystem will come to you. But when you are in fear and still attached to a beast value, fake value, that you're measuring your self-security and your self-value through something, this is not a good sign. And this is also a lot of messages for freeing ourselves. Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn, in Aquarius. And at the same time, Uranus, that is the ruler of Aquarius, is in Taurus. So it's all shift of values and social values, how we are contributing to society. And it's not just about I'm holding Bitcoin because I want to earn more dollar because you want to play the game of the old capitalistic system. It's about how you are helping to the world by being yourself, by contributing, but what you love doing, but what you have abundantly to share. That you even don't need to work, or even if you work hard for this, you don't feel that it's hard because you love doing it. It's flowing through you. And then people more resonating with what you are doing, and you attract abundance and opportunities that are beyond booking a session or someone to buy a product from you. Those are so many ways to feel fulfilled, rich, and happier. And this is a big invitation for this summer. And I remember my message last year that I taught people when Saturn retrograde, take all what is yours, travel, adjust. And Jupiter is the ruler of travels, and it's in Aries. So with this last day of Gemini message, I'm telling you, with the first day of Cancer season, Cancer season, is about find where is your new home in the world. In the world, where is your new home in the world? And even home is not a place that you need, to commit for 20 years. I'm going to live there. It's like the beauty of adjustment, like the bird thinking, you know. Every season the birds are changing according to the temperature, according to the air, according to the food, places. And they are feeling home everywhere. They are finding the right environment, answering to them. So I know it's not something that every family from the US or even from Kazakhstan can do, and to travel and to adjust. But those are still flexibility actions we need to take to optimize our life and not to be that stubborn. Uranus in Taurus isn't allowing us to be stubborn, because the stubborn are going to suffer the most challenges, because nothing is stable right now. The earth is changing, our body is changing, our paradigm for the we carried for generation has changed. And now when Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius, is changing the paradigm and the value we had to life. What is my role, you know, in the overall world, society? Is like coming out from egoistic plan that I just want to escape, retired from this, and I just will consume the funds of the pension of the government. No, this is how I'm co-creating, this is how I'm collaborating, this is how I am giving my service that other will benefit, and I will benefit from the service of other. We all have something to give through our character and through our DNA definition. So, as I wanted to say that the summer is starting with Pluto in 28 degrees and Venus in 28 degrees in Taurus, both in Earth element. They are doing a trine and asking us to transform, the last call here, probably, to transform the values we have to money and to physical things, and to create new wealth and physical things that are not only the way we did so far. Even investing in your body, investing in your health, start buying the best product, the supplements, starting practicing different physical martial arts. I just received a message from a friend that found a retreat for Tai Chi, that teaching how to use the Chi energy to do something crazy that I saw in videos. That was very impressive, and it's very corresponding with such energy of Mars and Chiron in Aries. And not to speak that in 1 month, Mars, Uranus, and North Node in sky. It's all about regenerating new energy and values to ourselves. And it's about taking risk. It's all about courage here. Who isn't going to take risk and is falling into fear and the manipulation emotions of Cancer, or the need, not manipulation, Cancer is not that manipulating, but it's so extra protection. It's like so afraid, so I protect myself with very hard shield, and going sideways, not going forward. And the signs and the energies in Aries are asking us to go forward. And it's challenging for Cancer, that going sideways to go forward. And this is the challenge of July. But again, I wanted to say that Venus will oppose Pluto in a very portal day, the Leo gate 8-8. And why so important? Because this is the official culmination to what I said in the beginning of the year to all of you members, that what we may see in 22nd to February 2022, the 22222 will be the trigger, and the culmination will go in August. So, you know, Leo is fire, Leo is government, Leo government like the empire, the ruler, the king, who is ruling. And because Venus will oppose Pluto around this gate, the culmination of the 2222, so it may be related in the next month and something for a real eruption of military attack in Europe. And it also could be something natural, but mostly I think because of loss of trust. The truth are in our face, and Jupiter is also ruling truth with the beginning of this summer, with the moon and the new moon, of Cancer by the end of June, doing a trine to Jupiter. It's about how we are protecting ourselves once the truth will explode in our face. When you are seeing that your love partner cheated you, when you are seeing that the love, I'm sorry for trigger some people, but this is sort of the things that sometimes the truth is painful. When we are going to discover different documents or seeing a glitch from government that will reveal what they actually said in the hidden contracts of the vax, or something that will expose, it will be shocking. And with the Cancer is about how you are protecting yourself. So we will need to find a shield within ourselves, like the crab does. But as I've said, this is about moving forward, as not losing yourself and your identity and what you want. You need to remember what you want. And it's better that you want to remember what you want in a spiritual level and not in the capitalistic level. I want to have a car that will take me in Beverly Hills. Like sort of those Cinderella stories. More of the essence, I want to be free. I want to be happy. I want to be healthier. And what I'm doing, if I want to be healthier, I want to be able to move between places and without all this luggage on me. And this sort of essence, that what we want, what your soul want to experience, how love you want to experience, and how you want to experience love and connection. The last thing that I want to say, because this is the introduction of the summer, is that Venus trine with Pluto is all about transformational relationship and loss of trust. So because its positive aspect right now is with optimization, how we know to protect ourselves, how we know to be the mother to ourselves, because Cancer, how we are nourishing ourselves, how even if the system is collapsing in next months, and suddenly people cannot withdraw money from the bank, or supermarkets are robbed because this is no supply and everybody are taking, how you entrust for yourself, what are your resources, and how you know to adjust yourself or to prepare for a war situation in a way, and not from a panic way, with a peace, by knowing the sources of nature, the rules of nature, the psychology of the collective. Speaking about this, as I'm looking on the rest of the week, Venus will enter to Gemini on June 23rd. We started the summer with the last degrees of Venus very strong, and then she moves to meet with her good friends Mercury, and Venus will remind us that what we need is connection. It's not just to keep our money, if so far it was how we are protecting our money and how it's always about all we need is money. Now all we need is alliances, and we need flexibility. And this, for example, is showing me sort of extra manipulative and strategy in the altcoin space, that Venus in Gemini coming near to Mercury is like a natural bounce that can be very aggressive. We started seeing it already. And Mars and the moon will pass in the beginning of this week, will pass next to Aries and near to Mars in Aries. And this is also saying, is like push forward and do the change. It's like asking everybody to do change, and there are a lot of changes and changing energy coming this week, and also hinting a sense of rebel, because Lilith will be in 22nd degrees of Gemini and will do a semi-sextile with Mars. So I feel it's very rebel, like do what you want. Remember what you need. Remember the less you need and the happy you want to become and the free, and it's like breaking the status quo. It's like changing, do adjustment. On the same time, Saturn, that is retrograde and going back to 24 degrees, is going to do a trine, a sextile with Eris. So those that actually know what important for them, the role they want to break in order to express more of their talents and to take their own destiny direction, will get a lot of benefit. You cannot just follow this, all the rules of declaration. Declare this, do this, do this. Is like loss of control. Declare to yourself, like try to go to another dimension that you are connected to another higher contract, sort of ignoring the lower contract. Do with this information what it feels to you spiritually. But this is a rebel, self-sovereign energy that you are moving, you are changing the contracts with your soul, even with other soul network. Yeah, and this is all preparing us for the end of July, because the North Node and Uranus are meeting, and its social change and value changes. So it's like the universe is giving us the sign: go, connect, disconnect, do what you feel called to. There's so much instinct to erupt. But this is also very much putting governments in a corner of attacking or doing more noise, or doing creating more chaos, that people will not be able to move flexibly as they want. But if you become your own government, your own Saturn, and you are not afraid from the hard work, because you know your values, you remember the values, and even that you saw the portfolio is going down somehow, that like seeing still what makes me strong, what makes me valid, and in the future world. Because also Saturn in Aquarius, speaking about the future society, many independency and break of structure happened when Saturn was in this degree. Also the break of the Soviet Union, the independence of Argentina, Columbus discovered America, and now with the Pluto return of the United States decides, I don't want anymore to be part of the English empire. So you need to cut also, I don't want to be part of this, or from what I don't want, what direction I'm taking, to be responsible to myself, and not just to myself for your well-being, and then to contribute in a better way to the environment and the society as a whole. Yeah, the week will end when still Mars, all the week we are getting this Mars and Aries together in 24 degrees doing a sextile with Saturn. And next Monday already we are ready to a dark moon in Cancer, and sort of Gemini, and it could be a lot of breaking contracts and action with a lot of war words and energies in the world. But if we are focusing on our individual life, it's about, I'm going to save myself, I'm going to protect myself, not by entering to a black hole and standing and keeping a lot of food in one room wherever I live. It's like connecting connecting with the people, that if something is happening, we have this, is like asking for connection, take the contact, create, interchange phones, interchange, I don't know, things to create a better network. And it should be with network that is identified with your values. It's not just whatever people, give me this. No, it's all about remember your values. You're not going to connect or waste your energy with people that may abuse or may drain your energy. It's about people that have similar values and seeing the world in the same direction or want to go in the same direction. So, yeah, we are in transitional week. It's asking all of us to be very courageous. It's going to be circusy in a way, as I've said already, to June. Even that we are still entering to Cancer season, it's still June, and before the new moon of Cancer, it will happen next Tuesday. This is very masculine energy, dominancy in sky for our personal life in order to protect ourselves and to find the exit from what trapped us for so long. And from the, it's like before the domino collapse in the economy, you actually need to start gathering the people and start going out the stairs and to find the emergency exits. And this is no specific country where it's going to be safer or other, but those are places that will be affected less, where people are more independent by the resources they get, more individual farmers, or they have access for resources by any kind. And my main message that I receive is forest from a city is better. Now, of course, there are some cities that still can be more peaceful. It's not. I cannot say that it's something that all cities in the world, yeah, but we may understand those big metropolitans where millions are sitting on each other and consuming from the same tube. This is a message that I wouldn't like to be in. If it's a city that is more low on territory with, this is more independent businesses that sort of collaborating in from a local production thing may be different. This week, I will need to go just for 7 days for a nearby city, but this is part of. It's a city that corresponding to something that I see relatively more optimized, not the regular city with the skyscrapers. So power up, think about your identity, what you need, how you improve your life, how you improve your health, how you find ways to be more authentic to yourself, to liberate yourself from condition and society condition, and to contribute to yourself then to others through doing what you love and what you came here to do, by discovering yourself. This is also invitation for self-discovering, even by following the curiosity. So love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow for the commodities update. We are pretty much according to the forecast that showed before, and crypto, you already received good breaking news, and we will see you Thursday again. Bye for now.